YouTube was down. It's your boy Zell back with another bang. In this video, we got Terrence Crawford tells Teofimo Lopez that Shakur Stevenson is going to beat the dog, you know what, out of him. So, in case you've been living under a rock or you don't follow boxing or you're somewhat of a casual, we got to understand that this fight is an incredible fight for the sport of boxing, right? We got two multi-division champions. Shakur Stevenson, a three-division champion, once unified at 130. We got Teofimo Lopez, um, multi-division champion. I believe he's been unified twice. He could be wrong, but this is a huge fight for both of their career, right? Similar sized guys. Shakur known for being a defensive wizard, right? It's hard to hit him. Teofimo Lopez known for being a counterpuncher with good power, and just high athleticism. So it's a real stylistic matchup, and boxing purists are going to enjoy this fight for what it is. But recently, Terrence Crawford got on the media and he said, "What I do know is Shakur Stevenson is beating the fluff out of Teofimo Lopez on fight night." Right? He said that via Ring Magazine on X, or otherwise known as Twitter. So he talking greasy, and right now I'm on Boxing 247 getting this article, and they're very biased. They're very biased against black fighters on this website. Um, and they say it's Terrence Crawford friendship with Shakur clouding his judgment. Even if it were, he's still understanding boxing to a high degree, right? Bud Crawford is known for giving pretty unbiased takes on the sport of boxing. Actually, um, he called it. He thought Loma got the best of Haney, and Haney is his man. So he's known for being pretty non-biased in the sport of boxing. But he wholeheartedly believes Shakur is going to beat Tio, and I think it's going to be a tough fight for Shakur. Because we saw Shakur sit on the line with Zapata, right, and just counter Zapata all night. But I don't think he's going to do that with Tio because Tio can crack, right? Tio hasn't gotten that many knockouts at 135, right? I think Shakur got a knockout the fight before Zapata. He got a knockout on Padley. Teofimo Lopez last two fights have been Arnold Barboza. I give him a lot of credit for that. That was a real high level fight. He beat Arnold Barboza thoroughly. But before that, who was the guy named that he fought? Steve Claggett with 7 losses, and it was an ugly fight. What I can say about Teofimo is he needs a dance partner to bring it out of him, right? He don't just like when we watch high level athletes. Some people, if there's an inferior opposition on the other side, he's going to get dominated, right? If I could think of somebody, let's just think of a Michael Jordan or a Floyd Mayweather or any sport, like just a dominant figure inside of a sport, right? If it's an inferior talent, they're going to get dominated. Certain guys have that to them. But Teofimo Lopez, like people say, he fights to the level of his competition, and sometimes that can be bad on him because at times he will fight very mediocre competition and have controversial fights with them. And at times, when he fights good opponents, he puts on good performances. So he's just very inconsistent, bro. And I don't like that out of him. You feel me? I feel like when you fight somebody not on your level, you should show that your level's above. Take Devin Haney, for instance, right? Devin Haney fought a guy and Brian Norman, who everybody was like, yeah, he gonna knock out Devin Haney. Yeah, it's the tank. This how the Tank Maniacs was. Yeah, man. Uh, when Brian Norman put that power on them, right? They got power, right? The Haneys don't got power, right? The Norman family got power, right? When Brian Norman hit him, Devin Haney got that bow and arrow jab, right? You saw what happened with Chisaki when he got that bow and arrow jab, huh? Knockout of the year, right? Yeah. So like, I'm putting money on Brian Norman, and he's gonna knock out Devin Haney. These dudes is putting their rent money on Brian Norman and they knock out Devin Haney, and they still mad to this day. The fight happened Saturday, like 3 days ago, and they're still mad to this day that Devin Haney beat up their mass. Right? They were saying, yeah, we like Brian Norman because the way he talked. We like his accent. We like the way he talk. Right? We like that. What's that man say? He got that twang in his voice, right? They said that southern drawl. Bro, the commentators were literally saying this. We like his southern drawl. Like these dudes is weird, bro. They man fans. They gonna find something that they're attracted to on another man. Sergio Mora likes saying Ryan Garcia is cute and handsome. It's weird. These dudes like saying they like how Brian talk with his southern drawl, right? He talk like Roy Jones, but he don't fight like him. And we saw his levels to this shit. So we're gonna have to see. All I gotta say is when somebody like Terrence Crawford talks boxing, he's not talking boxing from an illogical, emotional standpoint. He's talking boxing from a logical standpoint. Terrence Crawford understands the ins and outs of boxing. He understands how to fight out of two different stances, orthodox and southpaw. He understands footwork, head movement, power, and defense. He's a three full dimensional fighter actually. And if Terrence Crawford talks boxing and has a boxing take, you listen to it, right? He told y'all Usyk was gonna stop the boy, beat him bad. We saw what happened. He said Shakur gonna beat To. We gonna see. But yeah, man, all these dudes, and I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. It's a lot of tribalism in this fight. You got the black community versus the Hispanic community. The Hispanic community gonna ride with their guy, and the black fans gonna ride with their guy. Simple as that. It shouldn't be very complicated. However, sometimes you can just tell when somebody's gonna lose. Virgil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. I was telling people, Ortiz is gonna beat him up brutally, right? He don't got it. Lubin don't got that. He don't. I don't think he had enough power to stop Virgil. Like he didn't have a lot of feet. His defense is not elite, right? I didn't see him stopped in the first round by a body jab. I knew Erickson Lubin was going to lose that fight. Sometimes you can't pick your guy simply because he's your guy. You got to be objective. And with this fight, I got to watch more film study to make my decision. But if I were to decide who was more consistent, fought more consistently, I would say Shakur. I would say who got a higher ceiling, maybe To. But when these two clash, we're gonna see what's in store for us, and I think it's gonna be a great night of boxing when these dudes fight. And let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if Terrence Crawford being biased, because I don't think so. Till next time.